お休み前に英語で国内ニュースの時間です。今日の話題を英語でどうぞ。
Typhoon number 6 brought heavy rains and rising rivers to Japan on June 3rd. Evacuation orders affected over 1.65 million people in Tokyo, Kanagawa, and Chiba. Although many warnings were later lifted, strong intermittent rains are still possible in eastern Japan. The typhoon caused injuries and some property damage, including a landslide in Shizuoka.
A male body was discovered in a river in Tatsuno City, Hyogo Prefecture, on June 3rd. The deceased's clothing matches that of a 42-year-old man wanted in connection with the murder of a mother and daughter in Tatsuno last month. Police are currently investigating if the body belongs to the suspect.
Tokyo police arrested 3 more men, including a suspected Yakuza leader, for the 400 million yen theft from a Ueno street on January 29th. Police believe one new suspect led the crime, and another recruited accomplices. 7 others were previously arrested. Approximately 36 million yen, possibly part of the stolen funds, has been recovered.
Japan's birth count last year was a record low, with just over 671,000 Japanese children born. This is a decrease of over 14,000 from the previous year. The declining birth rate is progressing 15 years faster than expected, according to a government summary, highlighting a serious demographic challenge.
Osaka police are publicly seeking Tomoki Fujiwara, 28, as a suspected leader of an anonymous fluid crime group. He allegedly recruited minors, including high school students, via dark part-time jobs for serial thefts. His group is suspected of stealing cash and smartphones in March. 6 others, including Yakuza members, have been arrested.
The U.S. Trade Representative is considering 12.5% additional tariffs on Japan. Under Section 301, the U.S. claims Japan and 59 other countries failed to restrict imports of forced labor products, disadvantaging U.S. goods. Japan was noted for importing Chinese cotton from Xinjiang, suspected of forced labor.
Bank of Japan Governor Ueda said on June 3rd that thoroughly discussing interest rate hikes is necessary. He stated that if the risk of prices rising further becomes high, even with continued uncertainty, the discussion will be needed. This suggests a potential interest rate hike discussion could occur as early as June.
The Japanese government spent 310 billion yen in April on subsidies to suppress gasoline and other fuel prices, according to the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. The remaining balance in the subsidy fund was approximately 670 billion yen at the end of last month.
Thailand's former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra has been officially released. Justice Minister Rutapong announced on June 3rd that Thaksin, previously on parole, received a royal pardon from King Vajiralongkorn. The pardon was published. His electronic monitoring device, required until September, is also expected to be removed.
Japan's Nuclear Regulation Authority approved extending the deadline for installing anti-terrorism facilities at nuclear power plants. These facilities are mandatory for operation. The extension was granted because some facilities would not be completed by the original deadline, which would prevent plants from operating.
次は社会のニュースです。
Typhoon number 6 brought record heavy rain to Japan's Pacific coast. Owei City, Mie, and central Tokyo saw highest June rainfall. Rivers swelled, prompting flood warnings in Tokyo and Chiba. Authorities advise avoiding rivers and mountain slopes after rain due to lingering dangers.
Typhoon number 6 is moving northeast, expected to become an extratropical cyclone by June 4th. Although weakening, its wind area is expanding. Owei City, Mie, received a month's rainfall in one day. Authorities warn river levels will rise after the typhoon, posing dangers.
Typhoon number 6 caused widespread disruption. Over 1.65 million in Tokyo, Kanagawa, and Chiba received evacuation orders. Several Tokyo rivers had level 4 flood warnings. Heavy rainfall led to landslides and property damage. The typhoon will become extratropical, but strong rain may continue.
The Japan Meteorological Agency announced the restoration of its linear rain band prediction and notification systems. Malfunctioning since June 2nd, these systems now properly transmit information. Their restoration allows timely alerts regarding rain band formations, enhancing public safety.
Typhoon number 6 caused widespread school closures and injuries. The Ministry of Education reported 5,378 schools closed. Tragically, 3 elementary and junior high school students were injured. This tally highlights significant disruption and safety concerns during the severe weather.
Japan's birth rate reached a new record low last year, with just over 671,000 children born. This is over 14,000 fewer than the previous year, the lowest ever. The declining birth rate progresses 15 years faster than expected. The fertility rate fell.
Japan's declining birth rate persists, with the total fertility rate reaching a new record low for the 10th consecutive year. Population decrease and economic instability are key factors. Despite government efforts, the trend continues. Further measures, including free childbirth services, are crucial.
To secure imperial family members, parliamentary leaders propose adopting male descendants from former imperial families. The plan targets males aged 15 years or older. This age restriction respects adopted individuals' free will, ensuring stable succession.
3 more men, including a Yakuza leader, were arrested for the theft of over 400 million yen in Ueno, Tokyo. The January 29th incident involved 3 suitcases of cash stolen. The newly arrested are suspected of leading the operation. Police previously arrested 7 others, seizing suspected stolen cash.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
The Tokyo Stock Exchange Nikkei average closed above 68,000 yen for the first time on June 3rd, marking a new all-time high of 68,402.13 yen. The market surged, driven by artificial intelligence and semiconductor-related stocks, following gains in the U.S. market. The Topix also reached a record high, surpassing 4,000 during trading.
Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi hinted at reducing gasoline subsidies. She stated the government would flexibly consider the support's sustainability and amounts as a fiscal 2026 supplementary budget addressing energy price hikes from the Middle East began deliberation. The current subsidy keeps regular gasoline at about 170 yen per liter.
Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda hinted at a possible interest rate hike, even if Middle East uncertainty continues. He stated a hike must be thoroughly discussed if inflation risk exceeds economic downturn risk. The BOJ will consider raising the policy rate from 0.75% to 1.0% at its June 15 to 16 meeting.
The government approved a supplementary budget totaling 3.1135 trillion yen for the current fiscal year. This decision was made at an extraordinary cabinet meeting on June 3rd in response to the situation in the Middle East. The budget proposal has now been submitted to the Diet for deliberation.
Diet vice speakers are nearing approval for 2 proposals to secure imperial family members, using the phrase, "to accept." A meeting on June 8th will present these plans, conditional on agreement. Proposals include allowing female members to retain status after marriage and adopting male descendants from former imperial families.
Japan's House of Representatives Council held its first meeting on June 3rd to revise electoral districts. They aim to reduce the one-vote disparity to less than 2 times based on 2025 census data. A recommendation to the Prime Minister is expected by May next year.
NTT is entering resource recycling, forming NTT Circulast with Mitsubishi Materials. Starting in July, the joint venture will sell recycled copper from used IT and communication equipment. NTT holds 66.6% ownership. This aims to expand resource circulation and promote sustainable material use.
Japan's total fertility rate for 2025 reached a new record low of 1.14. This represents the estimated number of children a woman will have in her lifetime, decreasing by 0.01 points from 2024. The latest demographic statistics confirm this trend.
Japan's birth count in 2025 reached a new record low of 671,236. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announced this figure about 15,000 fewer than in 2024. This continuous decline highlights the nation's demographic challenges.
The OECD forecasts global economic growth may slow to 2.1% in 2026 if Middle East conflicts persist, a sharp drop from 2025's 3.4%. Even with quick resolution, 2.8% growth is projected. Japan's 2026 forecast was also revised down to 0.6%.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
MLB's official site held its second MVP mock poll this season, with Shohei Ohtani receiving overwhelming support. He garnered 30 out of 35 first-place votes, leading the poll for the second time. Ohtani's exceptional performance, including high batting average and leading in home runs and RBIs, is drawing comparisons to Babe Ruth's legendary 1921 season.
Yokohama F. Marinos announced the dismissal of manager Hideo Oshima, 46, on June 3rd. The team struggled this season, finishing 7th in the East Division. This marks an unusual situation for the club, as it's their third managerial change in just 1.5 years. Oshima previously helped the team avoid relegation last season.
The Japan national soccer team arrived in Monterrey, Mexico, on June 2nd. They are there for their pre-World Cup training camp ahead of the North and Central American tournament, which starts this month. Local Japanese residents and other supporters welcomed the team upon their arrival.
Kazuma Okamoto, Blue Jays infielder, hit his 13th home run of the season on June 2nd against the Braves. Batting 7th, he launched a 2-run shot in the second inning, tying the game. This ended a 3-game home run drought. His current pace projects 34 homers for the year, silencing the home crowd.
On June 3rd, the first anniversary of Shigeo Nagashima's passing, Sadaharu Oh released a comment. Oh, Nagashima's former on-duo teammate expressed that his feelings for Nagashima are growing stronger. He remembered Nagashima's unique personality and passion for baseball, stating his presence is still strongly felt today.
U.S. Secretary of State Rubio announced continued monitoring of Iran's delegation for the upcoming Soccer World Cup. The goal is to prevent individuals linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, a military elite force, from entering the country. The World Cup is set to begin this month.
Public school teachers in Mexico City held a large protest on June 1st, demanding better treatment 10 days before the World Cup. They threatened to disrupt the event if their demands are not met. Some protesters turned violent, causing chaos. They seek significant pay raises and improved pensions.
A report on Koryo High School's baseball team violence incident questions the culture of all school clubs. It links peer pressure to violence, noting an atmosphere where intimidation was accepted to reach the Koshien tournament. The report emphasizes this violence is a serious human rights violation, urging an update to club activity culture.
The All Japan Karate Federation faces scrutiny regarding its finances and governance. A top official reportedly receives a 700,000 yen monthly salary. The federation, established 60 years ago, is criticized for being controlled by influential figures from the Liberal Democratic Party. This situation raises concerns about the organization's transparency and accountability.
This summer's high school baseball season will highlight academic powerhouses. Ibai High School, Prime Minister Sanae Takeichi's alma mater, reached the finals. Oita Uenogaoka, Oita's top academic school, won its spring tournament for the first time in 77 years. Talented players balancing academics and sports, aiming for top universities, are also drawing attention.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
The U.S. Trade Representative is considering a 12.5% additional tariff on Japan. This is due to Japan and 59 other countries allegedly not sufficiently blocking imports of forced labor products. This situation reportedly disadvantages U.S. goods. The report specifically mentioned cotton products from China's Xinjiang region. This action falls under Section 301 of the Trade Act.
Kuwait International Airport was attacked by Iranian drones and missiles on June 3rd, with Bahrain also targeted. Iran claimed both nations supported U.S. anti-Iran operations, making them responsible. The attack caused injuries and airport damage, halting flights. In response, the U.S. attacked Iran's Qeshm Island. Iran condemned the U.S. action.
U.S. President Trump reportedly raged at Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu on June 1st. Trump called him completely crazy, blaming Israel's Lebanon attacks for hindering U.S.-Iran peace talks. Trump reportedly accused Netanyahu of threatening Beirut, causing widespread dislike. This highlights strained relations between the two leaders amid domestic pressures.
Thailand's former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra was formally released on June 3rd. Justice Minister Rudapong announced his immediate release under a royal pardon from King Vajiralongkorn. Thaksin was provisionally released in May and on probation. His electronic monitoring device required until his sentence ended in September will also be removed.
The White House Correspondents' Dinner, canceled due to a shooting on April 25th, will now be held on July 24th in Washington, D.C. The original event, attended by President Trump, was halted by the incident. The rescheduled dinner will feature enhanced security. President Trump praised the decision and accepted an invitation to speak.
Actor Richard Gere criticized President Trump on June 2nd. Calling him paranoid, speaking in Oslo, Gere stated Trump dismantled almost everything good about America and that we are living in the darkest times. He expressed disbelief at such a person becoming president and warned against dictatorships, referencing his visit to Dachau.
South Korea held unified local elections on June 3rd to elect mayors and other officials. This election is considered an assessment of the Lee Jae-myung administration, which will mark its first anniversary in 4 days. The majority of the results are expected to be announced from early morning on June 4th.
A long-distance bus was attacked by a Ukrainian military drone in Russian-occupied Yenikiv, Donetsk Oblast on June 3rd. The bus, traveling from Moscow to Crimea, resulted in 7 deaths and 11 injuries. Denis Pushilin, head of the Russian-backed Donetsk People's Republic administration, reported the incident.
The Solomon Islands' new Prime Minister, Ware, announced on June 3rd his intention to review the security agreement signed with China in 2022. This follows the replacement of the previous pro-China Sogavare government in May, after a parliamentary no-confidence vote.
U.S. singer Peabo Bryson has passed away. Tributes are pouring in from Japan following the news. Japanese singer Ayaka Hirahara expressed her sorrow, stating she can't believe it. The American musical community and fans worldwide mourn the loss of the legendary vocalist.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Singer Yoichi Sugawara passed away on May 31st at the age of 92 due to malignant lymphoma, known for his hit song Kyo de Owakare, which won the Japan Record Award in 1970. He also appeared on NHK's Kohaku Utagassen for 22 consecutive years. Sugawara was dedicated to promoting tango in Japan throughout his career.
Gilded bronze armor fragments found on Okinoshima, a World Heritage Site, confirm the highest level of ancient national rituals were performed there. Announced on June 3rd, the Kofun period armor is identical to those from Emperor Nintoku's mausoleum, a symbol of royal authority. This discovery highlights the island's significance to ancient rulers.
Osaka police have referred 3 people to prosecutors for allegedly selling diabetes medication without proper authorization via social media. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare warns against using this drug for weight loss, as its increasing misuse for diet purposes could lead to serious health issues.
Illusionist Princess Tenko announced a surprising plan for Yatsui Festival 2026, scheduled for June 20th and 21st. At a press conference on June 3rd, she stated her intention to bring a 4-meter, 280-kilogram white lion to the music festival. She is currently awaiting government approval for this unique act.
Grammy-winning R&B singer Peabo Bryson, famous for Disney classics Beauty and the Beast and A Whole New World, died on June 2, 2026 at 75. His passing occurred suddenly only 3 days after he revealed having a stroke. He received 2 Grammy Awards for his iconic Disney theme songs.
A new Onimusha game, Onimusha Way of the Sword, will launch on September 25th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Steam. A demo is available today, offering a glimpse into the early story. This latest installment continues the series' signature samurai action and dark fantasy themes set in an early Edo period Kyoto.
Director Tomoyuki Takimoto and producer Makiko Okano discussed the Netflix drama Jigoku ni Ochiru wa Yo. They highlighted the decisive difference between terrestrial TV and Netflix isn't budget, but the freedom to create complex narratives. The series, depicting a woman's life, aims to portray post-war Japan and challenges traditional broadcasting limitations.
The popular game Touken Ranbu Online is being adapted into a no-Kyogen play, Aya Kumo Hen, to be performed in Tokyo and Kyoto from July to September. No actor Yuichi Otsuki and Kyogen actor Yuki Nomura expressed enthusiasm. New illustrations of Touken Danshi characters by famous manga artists like Moto Hagio have also generated significant interest.
Shogi player Reo Okabe, 6 Dan, 27, has married a non-public woman, the Japan Shogi Association announced on June 3rd. Okabe, who became a professional in 2022, had a breakthrough year in 2024, earning the Rookie of the Year award and achieving consecutive promotions in the ranking battles.
Japan's birth rate hit a record low last year, with approximately 671,000 babies born, a decrease of over 14,000 from the previous year. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announced this, noting that the declining birth rate is advancing 15 years faster than initially projected, highlighting a severe demographic challenge.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。